actually just did a video about Facebook negatively, and I chose to put him in a spot that I knew wouldn't do well.
What was the story?
Keep it hush-hush, because like, let's say something ends up on the YouTube front page, like New York Times freaks out about it, but they don't know it's just because my friends curate the front page.
Nick is probably like one of the people I think who has more knowledge about YouTube as a platform than probably almost anyone else that I know.
These are the most dishonest people. They've got a couple of reporters in that newspaper who are so bad.
My friends at YouTube.
Is that like good for your business to have connections with them?
Oh yeah, very good.
Nick is probably one of the people I think who has more knowledge about YouTube as a platform than probably almost anyone else that I know.
I'm a gatekeeper, so I can choose what goes out and what doesn't go out.
People say, who are you going after next? There's a lot of other media organizations that need to be exposed. Who here would like us to release undercover videos inside their holy grail, the New York Times?
Fake news, New York Times edition. Our latest American Pravda investigation has taken us down another unexpected road. New York Times video strategy editor Nick Dudick is back, this time revealing insider secrets about how to manipulate the country's largest social media networks. In our latest meeting, Dudick makes shocking admissions about the New York Times and Facebook.
As an editor, I'm a gatekeeper, so I can choose what goes out and what doesn't go out. And let's say we wrote something about Facebook negatively. We actually just did a video about Facebook negatively, and I chose to put him in a spot that I knew wouldn't do well.
What was the story about?
Dudick is referring to a video released by The Times on September 18th titled, "How Facebook is Changing Your Internet." It's a video that is critical of Facebook, its editorial power, and control over information.
The question is, whose values are we following? Should we cater to the values of Facebook's algorithm and policies in order to be heard? And while Facebook claims to be connecting people, they're doing it their way, with their rules, and you don't really have a say in it. That's because Facebook isn't a democracy, it's a business. And their business interests are changing the future of your internet.
Dudick claims to have buried the story because it portrayed Facebook in a negative light. Dudick's biased treatment is a clear violation of his company's ethical handbook, which states, "The goal of the New York Times is to cover the news as impartially as possible and to treat readers, news sources, advertisers, and others fairly and openly, and to be seen to be doing so." In covering Facebook unfairly, Dudick actively worked against his own company, the people who are paying him. He worked against the interests of the New York Times.
So you really get to control then, like what comes in and then what goes out, and then that's why they're so strict.
And also, like, I could have put that, programmed that at a time of the day where I knew it would get killed.
The reason for Dudick's pro-Facebook agenda is personal. Dudick has friends all over Silicon Valley, friendships that are well worth protecting.
The newest, like, cutting-edge stuff in the industry is here, like, when it comes to best practices, which is kind of true, but, like, most of the stuff I know from, like, my friends at YouTube and proprietary places.
Oh, right.
So,
Do you have connections with them?
I do. Because we all started in the industry at the same time, so.
Right. Is that, like, good for your business to have connections with them?
Oh, yeah, very good. Very, very good.
When we first met Dudick, he boasted about his connection in another online empire, YouTube. Here he is describing to our undercover journalist how he gets Times content to the front page.
But I mean, like, they're not conflicts of interest, is it?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, if that's the reason that you're keeping it hush-hush, that makes sense.
No, keep it hush-hush, because, like, let's say something ends up on the YouTube front page, like, New York Times freaks out about it, but they don't know it's just because my friends curate the front page.
Right.
So, it's like a little bit of mystery you need in any type of job to make it look like what you do is harder than what it is.
YouTube claims to be an open video platform for the people. Their company mission statement emphasizes freedom of opportunity. We believe everyone should have a chance to be discovered, build a business, and succeed on their own terms, and that people, not gatekeepers, decide what's popular. Yet, according to Dudick, YouTube has gatekeepers. Gatekeepers that can and have given preferential treatment to the New York Times content. We were instantly intrigued, so we asked Dudick for names.
How did you meet the people that do the YouTube stuff?
What, the stuff on YouTube?
Yeah, like the front page stuff.
Ernest, I hired him at Fusion.
Ernest Petty is in charge of brand and diversity curation at YouTube.
I work on a team that does provide some human inputs into a lot of the machinery of YouTube.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that
Like human input. So you don't let the algorithms necessarily control everything, or
it just means that the algorithms do control everything, but sometimes you need humans to provide a
guidance
check or guidance.
yeah,
exactly.
to what goes. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't, then you end up with
horrible things.
Yeah, hugely embarrassing things.
What about the algorithms? Can you do something with that to say less of that?
Realistically, that's what that news carousel kind of does. So it's above the search results. So at the very least, we can say that this shelf of videos from news partners is legitimate news because we know that these are legitimate news organizations. And if at that point somebody decides they're going to scroll past that and go find Alex Jones, well, they were looking for him to begin with anyways.
Algorithms control YouTube, but according to Petty, his team has the power to shape those algorithms. For Nick Dudick and the New York Times, this connection is invaluable.
Nick is probably one of the people I think who has more knowledge about YouTube as a platform than probably almost anyone else that I know.
From what we've heard, Dudick has more than just knowledge of YouTube, he has access. We wondered, what exactly does a friendship with Petty buy the New York Times?
There are things that exist in the product that are definitely optimized for news. We have a news channel page that features news stories from current events, or if you search for if there's a current event that's happening in the world and you search for it, then there's a shelf of news videos that are about that specific story.
YouTube is the second most trafficked website in the world, behind only their parent company, Google. They may not write columns or attend press conferences, but YouTube's audience size makes them a power in the world of journalism. They decide which news sources are promoted to the public with what Petty calls the news carousel.
We didn't have this news carousel on the search page a year ago, but now, last night, if you search for Hugh Hefner, there are the search results, but then there's also a carousel at the top of the page that's just news videos, and that's them thinking there's this need. People are searching for a topic that our systems know is a newsy topic. So let's give them videos that we know to be news because we know that we have these news partnerships.
Dudick and the New York Times are one of those news partnerships. Petty seems to acknowledge that Times videos get preferential treatment, specifically in the case of the James Comey hearings.
So, in his case, what he was telling me about was, the Sessions hearings. I think it was Sessions, or was it Comey? But,
Oh. Okay. I think I know what he's talking about.
But, what do you mean?
So...
maybe you know what I know about him.
In very rare cases, we will try to make up for the fact that something isn't in the trending tab.
Okay.
It's very rare.
Okay.
But in those cases, then we will use some human intervention to make sure that to encourage the thing to be there, basically.
So common.
Yeah.
The media began reporting on YouTube's breaking news carousel in August. In their story, The Verge wrote, "It's unclear whether Google is populating this section algorithmically or curating content by hand." Based upon Petty's comments, the process seems to be a combination of the two.
What about the algorithms? Can you do something with that to say
it's
less of that.
Realistically, like that's what that news carousel kind of does. So like, it's above the search results. So at the very least, we can say that like this shelf of videos from news partners is legitimate news because we know that these are legitimate news organizations. And if at that point somebody decides they're going to scroll past that and go find Alex Jones, well, they were looking for him to begin with anyway.
Illegitimate news. What does that even mean? Who decides what is legitimate and what is illegitimate? Why do they have the power to make someone legitimate or illegitimate just because they don't like them? Is that really the environment, the news environment that we want to live in? You know, George Orwell wrote a book called 1984, and in that book, he said the party told everyone to reject the evidence of their eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. We finally have irrefutable proof that this type of thing is happening. It's happening on platforms that have almost universal control over the information we have access to. And honestly, it's worrisome. Stay tuned. For a look behind the scenes at the making of this American Pravda series and Project Veritas, watch the hour-long documentary series Truth, exclusively on One American News Network. Subscribe at OANN.com and never miss out on the real news of the day.